What's up, creatives? Welcome to the Tiffy Show. Today, I'm going to give you the pros and cons of Los Angeles, especially since so many of y'all are moving out of here. So if you haven't, make sure you turn on notifications so that you know when I post a video, and let's get to it. A while ago, I did a video on people who hate LA, and I got a lot of mixed comments on that. Like, whatever, they were coming at me for that video, and the consensus is still there. If you don't like LA, don't be here, especially with cities and other places that have microbreweries, they have bars, they have cute coffee shops, they have Instagram-worthy spots. Honestly, you do not need Los Angeles. So if you feel the need, you can move and skiddly-daddly on down the road, but I will keep it real because LA is not perfect. Let's get to it. These are the pros and cons of Los Angeles, and I'm going to hit you with the pros first. There's a lot to do. You cannot even comprehend the amount of activities that you can do on a given weekend in Los Angeles. There's a lot of outdoor activities you can do. There's biking, there is outdoor events, there's drive-in movies, there's drive-in events. Like, we always have something that you're able to do in Los Angeles, and that makes it super, super fun. On top of that, there is really no other place I can think of where you can get the beach, and then you can get snow, and then you can get the desert, then you can get the forest, like all within a couple hours from each other. We have a lot of weekend getaways that you can do here in Los Angeles, and a lot of areas that always have something poppin', always have something fun. Also, we got sports teams like we're drug dealers. You want hockey? We got that. We got baseball? We got that. We got basketball? We got football. Like, we have multiple teams in sports, okay? Like, you will get your sports fix here in Los Angeles, and I can also guarantee that you will see a celebrity. Am I saying that you're gonna see Michael B. Jordan walking down the street? No. But am I saying you might see that guy from like that random show? Yes. You might see Joey from Friends at CBS. Like, that's cool. Like, you will see some form of celebrity. I'm not saying A-list celebrity, but you will see C through D, E, F, G celebrity. But that's dope. Like, are you gonna see that where you're from? Probably not. Maybe now if you live in like Austin or whatever, but you will see a celebrity while you are in Los Angeles at some point, especially if you live here. And then you can tell all your friends and family back home that you saw that celebrity. So that's pretty dope. Again, we just have a lot to do here. Weather. Our weather is bomb. Ballin', good, fresh, hot, heat. It is very hot here. We are constantly in a drought, so that's an issue for another day. We need rain so bad. But because of that needing rain so bad, we have great weather. It is always pretty warm here. You're going to get spoiled by how warm and delicious it is on a daily basis. We can't really layer clothing here, so it's just like half naked all the time, like barely any clothes. But if you do see someone layering clothes, it's probably for the gram or for style, and they're sweating their ass off because we are not a layering place, okay? But you will get spoiled by the weather here, and you'll be like, ooh, it's 66, ooh, cold. But like other places, I know 66 is like booty shorts, tank top, naked, and here it's like, oh my God, parka. We don't have parkas here, but you get my drift. But the weather is delicious. It is as good as it seems. You are paying for weather when you're out here. Diversity and culture, you're going to get a diverse like pond of people. I don't know why I turn like this, pond of people. You're gonna get a lot of diversity. We are open, we are accepting, we love everybody. So you're gonna meet everybody here. If you know how to find dope people, that's a whole other topic, but you might meet an activist chef. That works. A dog walker / millionaire. Yes, sir. You might even meet, you know, some person that's like a clown, but on the side does stock trading. It is happening here in Los Angeles. That is just what you're gonna find, and it's all normal. And then everyone here on the background kind of does acting. Like, ask every single person here, and they will probably have some random story about being background, about being extra, about being PA for 2 seconds. Like, it is something here, so you will get that diversity. Also, because we're so diverse and we're liberal and we're open to everybody, we kind of are in a super bubble. Our bubble is strong. Our bubble is so strong that we don't realize that there's other states in the world, in the US, and in the world California is a bit of a bubble, and by a bit, we are a bubble, and we can be a bit disconnected by what's happening in other states. But because we are California, we have no desire to visit those other states. So we stay a bubble and we stay disconnected. And then election season comes and we're like, oh my God, what's going on? Like, what's going on with other states? And that's a whole other issue. But just know when you jump in California, you're jumping into the bubble. There's a lot going on in that bubble, okay? But there's openness and happiness too. Ooh. We have great food. Our food is delicious. California, like Los Angeles in particular, because that's where I am. Well, that's what I'm talking about in this video, but our food is so good that you will go places where the food originated and eat it and be like, I don't know if this is as good as Los Angeles. You won't say anything because, you know, you can't when you're there. Because they'll be like, we originated this, it's so good, don't you love it? And you're thinking like, I love my little mom and pop place in Los Angeles that makes it just as delicious as this. That is Los Angeles in a nutshell. We have so much good food. You will find everything here that you desire. It's not a place where people come and they go, I really miss, you know, XYZ. Once in a while you get the New Yorker that comes and go, I really miss pizza because our water is just different. Okay, cool. We have really good pizza here too, but everything else, minus the New Yorkers that are gonna say that, everything else is delicious. I just gave you my favorite parts of Los Angeles. I'm going to head to the cons now because I promised you that I would keep it real and that I would give you what you desire, which is the ammunition that you need in the comments to hate on Los Angeles. First up, transportation. Woo! Our transportation is some whack. It is really bad. You need a car in Los Angeles to get around at all, and then the traffic is like, it's just as bad as you think it is. So you definitely need a car to get around here. If you don't have a car, your second option is literally taking ride shares everywhere. Do you understand that our transportation in Los Angeles is so bad that your second option to a car is to have a private car take you everywhere? Like, that's your second option. And I'm not saying that on some bougie, like, you need a private car. I'm saying that on our public transportation is whack. It's very disorganized. It's slow. It's not gonna get you to where you need to go. It's a bit better than when I was younger. In Los Angeles, it's just not a place that we do public transportation. It's not what you do. I wish it was as good as the public transportation in other cities and other countries, but it's just not there yet. Maybe, I know they have things in the works, maybe way down the line it'll be great. And it used to be great, like way before we were born, it was really great, but just right now, it's not in a good spot. So transportation is an issue here in Los Angeles. Los Angeles is big. It is a big city. You can live in Los Angeles and you can have a friend live technically in Los Angeles too, and it take you an hour to get to that person because of traffic and just how big Los Angeles is. So when you come to Los Angeles, it's best to know where you're going to be staying because that is going to be your main hub. Yes, you can visit the places that I mentioned before, the beach, the desert, the forest, whatever, but you're probably gonna do it on a weekend getaway. It's not something that you're gonna do on a regular basis. It's just not, it doesn't make sense if you live in West Hollywood that you're gonna drive an hour or an hour plus. It can sometimes take 3 hours to get to the beach. So it's just, know that Los Angeles is a huge city and it's just not a place that you come and visit and you hit a whole bunch of spots at once. Even when I was younger, like going out at night in Los Angeles because everything closes here at 2, you don't hit a lot of places like in LA. If you're with someone that's hitting a lot of places in LA, you are literally staying in bars and clubs for 20 minutes and then you're leaving. It's not worth it. You can hit maybe 2 spots in Los Angeles if you hit a place early or you hit an after hour spot later, but just the sheer size of it, the traffic, you're not really going to be able to hit as many spots as you think you can if you're visiting or if you live here. So make sure that you're picking a place and you research that you're okay being in that area and not being your main hub. Los Angeles is expensive as f. I'm not even gonna play with you right now. You are gonna look at places to rent in Los Angeles or live in Los Angeles, and then you can compare them to places to live in other cities, and you're gonna be like, why though? Why, Lord? Why? It is expensive to live here. It's not as expensive as San Francisco or New York, but damn, I think we're third. And that's not really where we wanna be on this list. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's still a lot of money. Gas is expensive. You are paying premiums when you go out to eat because those places are paying a lot for their rent and it's being passed down to you. You are going to go to bars and be excited when a beer is like $11. You're gonna be like, oh my God, what did I do to deserve this good deal? And then you're gonna go travel the world, go other places and realize that beers, some places are like $6. And you're like, wow, Los Angeles really trained me to think $11 was a deal. But you can always watch my travel videos where I give you hints on Los Angeles and like how to get those happy hour deals and stuff like that. But even on those videos, I've had people come at me like, oh, that wasn't cheap. That was not that good of a deal. And I'm like, this is Los Angeles. This is the best we could do here. Unless you wanna just lick the ground, I'm giving you the cheapest deal I could find in Los Angeles to eat and get your drink on, okay? That's like a nice place. Fire season, earthquakes. So Los Angeles, you get the little like, I get a little bit of two natural disasters. And one of them is fire season, which wasn't around when I was younger living here, but because of the drought, because we do not have enough water, it is dry here, and so we have what is called fire season. So anytime that it is hot and windy, we might get fires that just spread. And if you know Los Angeles, basically any day can be hot and windy. So it's very scary to think that one of our natural disasters is fires spreading, and fires aren't something that you can really put out easily, so our fires last for a long time. The second one is earthquakes, and earthquakes, if you've never been in one, it is a interesting feeling being jolted up like the poltergeist in the middle of the night. You are in shock, and then all of your senses are like, what's going on? Is this a poltergeist? Is this a ghost? Am I dreaming? If it's like a nighttime earthquake, and then all the drills go into your head that you learn in school, but then you doubt all of them at that one in like 2 seconds. So you're like, wow, I hope this isn't a big one because I'm probably not gonna make it because I just doubted everything that I learned, which is to stand under the door frame of your house if you are in an earthquake, because that is the foundation of your house. It's like one of the strongest parts of your house to protect you. But for some reason, every time there's an earthquake, I think that little door ain't gonna save me. And I wanna run outside. And that is like not where you're supposed to go, I guess. Like outside where trees could just fall on top of you and it's best to be under your door frame so that if the whole house collapses, you will still be safe under your door frame. But it's just like, we need to work on door frames and they need to be like real wide. Like I have to construct new door frames for this earthquake situation. But that's what you have to remember, that every place has their natural disaster and their scary stuff. Los Angeles has two, which are fires and earthquakes, so be prepared. Those are my pros and cons of Los Angeles. I obviously still love it here. I've been here my whole life. Will I always be here? I don't know. I do have desires to live in other places and try them out because I do love traveling, but Los Angeles will always be like my home, my heart home, or whatever you call it. I don't know why I said whatever you call it because I made that up just now, but like my heart home. That's what Los Angeles will be. And remember that you can always meet cool people here. If you're meeting fake people in Los Angeles, you need to reassess where you're meeting them, how you're meeting them, and maybe it's a you issue, but I didn't want to say that. I didn't want to hurt nobody's feelings, but you can meet really dope people here. Usually the hint is if they grew up here, if they are from here, they're usually pretty cool. The people that take on this personality of a fake person or some weird person that's not cool or nice, they're usually coming here with this idea of what Los Angeles people are, and that is not what true Angelinos are like. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure that you share it, like, subscribe, and comment below. Let me know what you love or hate about Los Angeles, just like you did in the last video, and I will see you next time. Stay creative.